Hey guys, Jeff Tack here. So I got another quick video for you. This is on the Zastava NPAP, the M92 NPAP. This one's coming out of Serbia, imported by Century Arms International. And when you get this guy, they have them in stock right now. When you get this guy, it'll have the typical AK pistol grip, and it'll have the wood furniture for the front. And as you can see, I've modified mine significantly from the way it came. Now, when I got mine, it did come with the SIG brace. This is a Century Arms International labeled SIG brace. And you can see here, it comes with the piece that goes underneath the pistol grip, which I have to say is probably one of the poorest designs I've seen for the implementation or execution of the pistol grip or the SIG brace on the pistols, the AK pistols. They have made some modifications. There are a bunch of different kinds of modifications. There's some modifications where you can put an AR-15 buffer tube using a similar style piece, a shim, so to speak, right here, and then the pistol buffer, or the AR buffer, screws in back here. I've also seen them where you have to drill your trunnion here on the back end of the gun, and you actually have to put a couple of bolts into the back of it, and that'll mount your adapter over the buffer tube if you want to go that route. This is the one that Century Arms sends with the gun. It works, it's okay, but it's not ideal, and I'll cover that in a minute. But just going over the gun real quick, you'll get the gun. It'll look similar to that. On the one that's being shipped though, the threads up here are capped and they're tack welded on. I don't know if I can show that to you here. You'll see, maybe see because of the lighting, but anyway, I apologize. You just have to take my word for it. There's a little cap on there. You just take out a little Dremel or a file, and you can knock that little tack weld off, and then you get the crank muzzle brake, and it comes with the detent adapter, so you can run the detent through there. Comes with a little roll pin that you just punch in there with a spring, and you get your detent. You can throw your crank muzzle brake on there, and it's perfectly fine. There's no problems with this muzzle brake. Now, some of the things that I've done to mine, well, before I get into that, so a couple other features with the NPAP. You'll see that it has a rear sight, and then you have your front sight post up here. Now the rear sight is flip adjust, and I want to say it's 200 meters and 400 meters. It's kind of hard. Yeah, 2 and 4. 200 meters and 400 meters. I can't say that I know that for certain, but on the 200 meters they have a little 3 dot, the 2 dot here, and then the post up in the front, and then on the 400 meters it's just a smaller notch cut out. So anyway, that's a nice little added feature on these over your typical AK or even your Drax or your mini Drax. They also come in with the bolt hold open safety lever, and another cool little feature is when you go to take this down, you just push this in, lift up, and it's hinged on the front. So that's, to me, I thought that was kind of cool when I saw that. It keeps everything, keeps the sights with multiple points of contact on the dust cover, so you don't have to worry about the dust cover shifting on you, and then you lose windage to it. But anyway, it does come with the notch safety lever, which I thought was a cool little feature. Things I've added to it: I did add this came with it. I did use it, but I made a little adjustment. I used some double-sided tape here on the back. Now the reason I did that is because SIG brace was walking out from underneath the pistol grip. Now the pistol grip is only held in here with tension, obviously, just like on any other AK, but that tension is what's holding this in. It's just two little notches like that that are wedged in there. And so there's not a lot of friction. You know, it's being held by friction, but there's not a lot of friction. You know, you really got to crank down on the bolt that's in here in order to get enough friction on it in order to hold it. So what I did is I just used some double-sided tape, and it's the compression double-sided tape. So the more you crank down on it, the more it compressed on that tape and the tighter it got. So it hasn't moved since I've done that. It used to wobble, you know, pretty bad prior to that, but I don't have that issue anymore. And then I put the Manticore Arms forend on here. This is the M-Lock version. Now there's other versions of this that you can get, but I got the one with the that uses the aim point mounts, and I'm using the Sig Romeo 5 optic on here, so it lines up perfectly with the top mounts for this Manticore Arms forend. And the fact that it has M-Lock, quick connects, makes it easier to, you know, put on rails if you wanted to put on an angled forend or something along those lines. Let's see what else. That's really it, guys. I haven't done a lot to it. You know, I'm running the optic forward on this. I do like that. It's a smaller optic. It's a unobtrusive optic, and you know, on a 10-inch barreled gun, this is the 10.25 inch barrel. You know, you don't want, you know, you're trying to achieve a smaller, compact shooting platform. You don't want to have a humongous optic sitting on there that's, you know, making it more cumbersome to fire with, more unwieldy. So a small red dot like that, I think, is a perfect optic for this particular type of pistol. Other things, I guess, we could just cover real quick. So on the 10-inch barrel, you know, the 30 caliber bullet in the 7.62 by 3.9 round is perfectly adequate out to a couple hundred yards. And, you know, the diameter of the round, and then any expansion that you get depending on the kinds of, you know, rounds you're using, hollow points or, you know, that sort of thing. They will create a more effective wound channel than the AR-15, you know, in the 5.56 in the same length of barrel. So, you know, I think if you're going to go with a pistol setup in a rifle caliber, the 7.62 by 3.9 or the 300 blackouts are ideal for that. Anyway, if you're interested, you can find these on Classic Firearms. I believe Atlantic is also distributing these as well. As an overall impressions of this gun, definitely a thumbs up. It's a good gun. Got a lot of features and a lot of adaptability for the different kinds of purposes that you're going to use it for. So if you're in the market for, you know, a rifle caliber pistol, not a bad choice in this one. You know, there's other options out there, but I just wanted to give you my impressions of this one. So anyway, if you like this video, guys, you know, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you have any questions or you wanted to get into the nuts and bolts of the gun, you know, by all means, throw your questions in the comments section, and I'll get to those. And you can find me on other platforms now. So I'm putting stuff up on YouTube, but I'm also putting it up on BitChute and Gunstreamer, are a couple alternative video streaming platforms. You can also find me on Facebook at Jeff_Tack and on Instagram at Jeff_Tack. So anyway, guys, look forward to the next one, and I appreciate it. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.